Video editing. Let's talk about that today and different types of video editing softwares and why I've decided to use Canva. I have tried several, but my problem was a lot of them were just too complicated for me. I'm not interested, at least not at this time, spending 2 hours of video to edit videos when they're not really getting the reach that I really want anyway. My goal is to talk about what I need to talk about, teach people things, and get the video out there on YouTube, but to make it look, more professional and higher quality. But that's a really difficult thing to do. And to find a software that's user friendly, where you don't need a ton of video editing experience, I just simply couldn't find it yet. Other than Canva. So, if you know a different one, please comment below. I have tried CapCut. Is that what you say? CapCut? Is that how you pronounce it? I have used that one, but I just found it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Like I did want something a little bit more. I tried DaVinci, I believe DaVinci, and I really liked that one. But unfortunately, they kept raising the price. I don't mind paying for something, but they would raise the price because of all of these amazing new features that I just simply wasn't using anyway, and they changed it so much where it was actually getting too complicated for me to use. I don't mind spending the money on something. I never ever do because it's a business expense. But when I don't know how to use it, why spend $800 a year? Canva is great because I use Canva for everything, for logo creation, for branding, for my YouTube thumbnails, for making study guides, all kinds of things, right? And now their video editing, they're adding that to it. They've had it for a little while, but now it's even more simple that I really, really like it. You might have heard me say in previous videos, I don't bother with video editing because it just takes too long for me and my videos are doing fine. But I'm getting into it now simply because I've noticed, even for myself, when I'm watching YouTube videos, I appreciate a good editing style. I appreciate when they throw images in here and there or a video here and there. It just simply keeps my attention longer. So I want to do the same thing for all of you, and I am starting to dabble into it a little bit. But let me show you, how do I edit my videos using Canva? Okay, so I just simply search for a create a video function. So when you go to the homepage, it asks you basically, what do you want to create? A logo, a document, this or that. We'll just type in a video and then it will come up with this wider screen here. And then what I do is I just simply go to uploads, and I have previously recorded a video using Veed. So Veed. You can record a video any other way. That's completely fine, but you do have to upload the file, upload the video into Canva. So the recent one that I have done, I just simply, dragged and dropped it here. And this is kind of the whole video. And then what I do is I push play and then I decide where I'm going to add certain elements. So actually listen to the video again, and have I added elements to this one? See, I don't think so because it didn't really need it, but I'll show you what I mean. So what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to move the line here and I want to add a video. I go to elements. I'm just going to say person walking. I don't know, because I'm talking. Oh, sorry. My keyboard disconnected again. It does that when I start a video. I've been meaning to look at it, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to yet. So I would just simply pick a video of a person walking. They have tons. I'm going to click and it brings it over to my screen. I can keep it shorter or like smaller, or I can make it for the entire screen. And that's usually what I do, because I find this just looks more professional than if I have all this other stuff right on the screen. So I'm going to make it bigger. Now, you can take it a step further by creating an animation, which I do because, again, a couple seconds here just makes things look so professional. So I'm going to click animate, and then you can pick how you want to animate it. So if you simply move your mouse over, You don't have to click anything. It shows you how it just creates that certain effect. The one I use often is Chroma Wave just because I like it. So I'm going to click that, but then see how it lets you edit it even more. So I like to do it upon enter and exit. So I just clicked both. I always reduce the speed because I feel like you can see the effect more. But doesn't that look better than just simply popping up the person walking on the screen? But this is where it can get a little bit not complicated, but you have to pay attention. If I start the video, note how it's the person walking and you see the person walking here. Well, I'm still talking, but they're just seeing the person walking. So what you have to do is change the layer on the screen. So see this purple like box here? I go to the beginning and let's say I wanted it to start at 38 seconds. You can see the time right here, 38 seconds, but then you do have to scroll all the way to the end, take the end purple box, and then find where you want it to stop. There might be an easier way. I just haven't had time to figure that out yet, and this works for me. But see how like it takes an extra few seconds. Let's say you want it to stop at the right about here. So to show you what that looks like, move the line back, click, let's say here, click play to see kind of what you did. So wait for it. See? So the person's walking, but still wait for it because they're going to stop walking and bring you back to what I was talking about. See? Just a simple adding an element. Doesn't that make things look so professional? And this is all inside Canva. I do pay for Canva Pro because, as I mentioned before, I use it for everything, but you can get started using a Canva free account, no problem. But if you're a content creator, creating products, courses, anything, Canva is where it's at, let me tell you. But let's say, you guys, you want to go over here and what else do I do often? Let's say you just want to add an image. So I'm going to go over to uploads. Let's say I had saved a couple. I want to add a QuickBooks logo because I did a video on QuickBooks. I'm going to make that shorter, but let's say I just want it over here. So you can pick where you want it on the screen. Let's say you want to add a border, which I do often. Go up to the border here, pick your weight of the border and then go up to the green or the black circle, I should say. Let's say you want it to be green to match. There you go. But you do have to do the same thing. So if you notice down here, this green part, you do have to go to the beginning. Pay attention to where that line is. It looks like it's 1 minute and 51 seconds. You do need to grab the beginning. Pay attention to that line because that kind of helped to hold my spot. Go over to the end and then make it smaller. Otherwise, it's going to play for the whole video, right? So I find that is a little bit, or that was a learning curve for me. I couldn't figure out why it was doing that, but now I'm helping all of you. And remember, we have the line. Let's say you want it up for that amount of time. You just have to adjust it for how long you want it on the screen. Go back and let's say you want to add the animation again. Let's say you want to pick a different one. You want this one to be digital, but my recommendation is if you're going to add the animations, don't add 10 different ones. Use the same one. That's just something that I've noticed that can make the video look cheap, for lack of a better word, if you're adding too much here, too much there. So you do have to be selective with it, in my opinion, but it's your video, whatever you want to do, right? So, this probably wasn't the best one to add the QuickBooks to because it just looks kind of messy, right? But I can pick where I want it. In fact, is there an easier screen? So I'm just moving the line. Yeah, I think I want to change it. If I want to change it to over here, maybe, right? So you can always change it, which is nice. So pick the lines where you want it to go. And I do suggest clicking play again to see how your QuickBooks thing pops up. Look at that, see how long you want it. Now, let's say you were doing that and said, "Oh, I want it to last longer." Very easy, you just have to click that layer and extend it for as long as you want it or make it shorter. But this is very easy video editing. Now, what if you wanted to add text? You can add anything that Canva allows. Sometimes I do add text. So I'm going to the upper left hand side and clicking text. Let's say I just want to add a subtitle. Maybe I want to say, I'm just going to put hello. I want it to stand out though, so I'm going to go up to effects on the top here, and then I use the background effect often. See how it changed it to yellow? But notice how you can change all of the effects however you want. Even if you scroll down, they have created some for you. So doesn't that look pretty cool? I'm just gonna use the background here to make it, like, easier to see. And let's say I want it not black, so see how I can change the color? Let's just say I want it yellow to match my coat here. Oops, now you can't see anything. So you know what? We're just gonna keep it black, but you can make this smaller, bigger, and you can also add an animation to it. So let's just go up to animate. Let's say, and here's the options for text. Let's say we want typewriter. Look how it's typing it out. Let's reduce the speed, but look how it's typing it out. And remember, this purple here is what you want to go over to the beginning to make sure it's not on the screen the entire time. Look for this line that I'm always talking about to know where to stop. Go over to the end, look for the purple. That's how you know what to adjust. And again, it does take a second. Have a drink of water or something while you're doing this, but you have to pay attention and look at the line. And let's go back to see what that looks like. It's gonna pop up any second. Look at that. That's pretty neat, right? Another thing that I'd like to make note is let's say you were wanting the yellow or sorry, the hello closer to the QuickBooks one. Just find where that layer is. So look at the bottom here, where you see this purple thing moving. I'm gonna overlap it to the QuickBooks. So it's going to come up at the same time. So see how now it's overlapping. So let's go back here, click play, see what that kinda looks like. So we have QuickBooks, and then we have the hello, but let's say we're doing that, and then we say, "Oh, that kinda looks funny. I want it closer to the QuickBooks, not in the middle of the page." But you might be thinking, "Well, where did the QuickBooks go? I can't find it." You just have to click the layer down here, it pops it up, and then click the hello down here, it pops that up. So let's kinda move it closer to here. Click on the QuickBooks again, it's right there. So see how we might just need to move it a little lower. So it kind of takes some playing around with it a little bit. Go back to the beginning and then see how it pops up and see if you like that better. Okay, so it's overlapping too much, but you get the idea. Pretty neat, right? So this is very easy video editing in my opinion. And what I've done in Canva for the end, I've created this image. I just typed in YouTube thumbnail, or I think for this one I typed in end of YouTube. So this is what I kind of have at the end. In fact, I can show you guys that. Can I go up to templates? I can go up to YouTube and see how it gives you all of these options. So if you said to yourself, okay, I want to create a different one, just click on whatever you want. Let's add that one, and then it gives you more options here. Let's click that again, and it's going to replace the page. You can change what it says, and it just kind of, again, makes it more professional to have something at the end. Now, I'm just going to extend this. I'm going to also add a transition to make it look even better. So click the little triangle here. You might not be able to see it, but click the triangle here. It brings up all these different transitions. I quite like this one. And then let's say you wanna know what that looks like, just go a little bit ahead, click play, and then it's gonna show you how that look. Now that was actually quick, so I would change the transition to make it a little longer. I'm gonna make it last longer, let's go back, but that's the nice thing, you can keep adjusting and keep editing. I think it's hard to see because it's the same color. Yeah, I think that's the problem. But you get the idea. It's so nice to be able to add things. make things look more professional. There we go. So that's pretty nice, right? And you can even create music, which I have added a little, music here. You just have to kind of extend it. I haven't added music in a while. You click audio to the left here to pick a track. So let's just pick children saying wow. See how it, like, pops up right where you have this line? And then, like, you can move it, adjust it however you like. So doesn't Canva make it so easy? I'm just gonna go back here to get rid of kind of that other image and get my other one back. But Canva makes it so easy, and I tell students of mine where I'm coaching them on YouTube videos and video editing, where every video takes me at least 30 minutes to edit it, but I try not to let it take longer because you don't want to have a 10-minute video and it takes you 2 hours to edit it, especially if you're at the point where you're still gaining traction. People aren't You're not getting 2 million views on YouTube. So don't spend so much time where eventually you hate video editing and you're spending so much time where you ran out of time to create the videos. I say it's more important to create the videos, do a good job, a good quality video so you're teaching people something so they keep coming back to you and then they will purchase basically what you're selling, but then add some simple video editing elements to it, okay? And at the beginning, this was simply a video that I had done. I started the webcam and I just walked over from my office. I sat down. I just added a background, different colors. I had added text here, and that's very easy to do too, but it looks more professional. So if you need help, let me know. Feel free to try to do this on your own, but then of course message me if you need help. That's what I am here for. You can either do it yourself or I do it all for you. So make sure to follow me on Instagram, Andrea Online Coach, for more. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do a video on. Video editing has been complicated and people are confused by it so much that I wanted to hop on and do this video because I was once there too. I wanted my videos to look more professional, but I didn't want to spend $800 a year on a video editing software where I'm not going to use 95% of it anyway because I'm not a producer. I don't want to spend 3 hours editing a video. But if you're in the same kind of thought process as me, then Canva is right for you. I don't get paid to sell Canva. They're not sponsoring this, none of that. I just use it all day, every day. So I love talking about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.